Alright guys, so here we are once again for another episode of the F1 2015 Pro Season Mode Championship. It's been a while, I will admit, since the last episode. It just takes so long to get these episodes out, but when they do come out, I'm really excited for them. So here we are for the Russian Grand Prix, round number 15 here for this Pro Season Mode Championship. Just to bring you guys up to speed, in the drivers' standings, Kimi Räikkönen leads. From second place, Lewis Hamilton, 2 points behind. And then in third, it's us, Daniel Kvyat. We are 4 points behind Kimi Räikkönen. So it's a three-way showdown for the top of the Drivers' Championship. Here we are in qualifying, just setting out for our first run in Q1 here. And hopefully, we have the pace. I've been working on the setup quite a bit in this round, so hopefully I can be right at the front. I've been taking these rounds so much more seriously as the season progresses. It's kind of the reason why I don't really do live comms anymore so far, but I'm thinking about possibly doing it for the next race in USA. So as you saw in Q1, we passed with pretty much flying colours there, so it was almost no surprise that we made it into Q3 here. So here we are setting off again for a run in Q3 here. This is our flying lap here. Things are going well so far. I felt like I had decent pace, as you guys saw in Q1. I think we got like P4 or something like that, so it's a welcome change to be right up the front, as opposed to some of the previous rounds. The pace hasn't quite been there, but either way, this lap is coming to a close now. Final corner, hit the apex nice and neatly, power on as we exit the final corner, and we are P1 at the moment, and that is the end of our run there. Do we end up in P1 though? It looks like we're celebrating, so... Oh no, we lost P1. So 3 people went faster right at the end of the session after the checkered flag. So we got beaten by Rosberg, Lewis, and Sebastian there. So 3/10 off Nico Rosberg there. That is very attainable. We are in the ballpark of the leaders here for the start of this race. Very much looking forward to it. Let's go. So here we are for the start of the Russian Grand Prix, just going through the starting order as we normally do. I'm really excited for this race. We are very much in contention to win the Russian Grand Prix. And a bit of a side note, you guys may or may not know this, but apparently I've won every single Russian Grand Prix in a career mode. 100% strike rate. So hopefully that can kind of continue. This is probably one of the most crucial Russian Grand Prix we're going to go through in my career mode on F1 2015. Possibly the last time we do a season on F1 2015. So let's make it count. So here we go. Start of the race. I think we're doing a 2-stop. I didn't really pay too much attention, but 5 red lights and away we go for the Russian Grand Prix. Bit of wheel spin off the start as you come to expect with these cars. Up into fast, we've got a Williams on our left-hand side and on the right-hand side. So we've dropped, what, 2 or 3 spots there as we come into turn 1. Lots of AR cars trying to be opportunistic as they try and find a few more positions. I think that was Raikkonen cut the corner on the inside there. And we avoid the Ferrari, a Mercedes, and a Williams too. So we picked up all those positions there. We're into position 2 now, I want to say, as we're going around the outside of Lewis Hamilton. Turns to the inside now for the right-hander. We squeeze him out on the exit, and we've got him. Only just. What a frenetic start that was. We dropped down to P7 at one stage, and through all of this, we moved up into P2. So, there was some kind of incident in turn 1. I want to have a replay of that in a minute, but, yeah. We took our chance and we made the most of it now. So lap 4, we're continuing to march forward, trying to catch Nico Rosberg, who leads the Russian Grand Prix. Lewis Hamilton goes up the inside there, thanks to the help of DRS. We overshoot the corner there, and Hamilton slips through for position 2 once again. But I'm not finished with Hamilton though. I feel like I can attack him in this race. I'm going to try and do that. We may be a little bit slower on the straights as we have DRS, and pass him on a straight. I say we have lack of straight line speed, we pass them on a straight. But, you know, when the Mercedes is behind us, we almost have no chance of keeping them behind us. But either way, battling with Hamilton here, side by side. We made a mistake out of the exit of turn 1, and that allowed Lewis to have another go there, and got back into P2. So this is turning into a nice little scrap here with Hamilton. Unfortunately, it's to the detriment of our chances of winning this race. Hamilton overshoots the corner a little bit. That might present an opportunity now as we try... Ooh, let's give it a go. Let's go the inside here into this left-hander. Lewis leaves the space, maybe a bit too much space there. And we've got him for P2. Rosberg, surprisingly, is not getting away in this race. The gap is still about 3 seconds, as Lewis is continuously bombarding us on these straights. Every single time. He's still on our outside there. Turns the inside for the next left-hander. And Lewis squeezing us out right onto the curbing there. I'm trying to talk about the race. I'm trying to talk about strategy, all that kind of thing. But the battles, they're just too good. Up the inside of Lewis here. You'll see on the replay as we hang it round the outside. Lewis just cuts off the gap there. Left us only just enough space to squeeze through there. This is the very next straight. We're on the attack once again with Lewis. We've got DRS. We're going to pass him up the inside and into P2 once again. But surprise, surprise, on the next DRS straight, Lewis gets us back. So this may be a little bit of a pattern here, as we just can't break the slipstream. We're faster in the corners, faster through the middle sector, but we just can't shake Lewis, who has DRS, all through these straights here. So a little bit unfortunate. In the previous clip before, the engineer was warning me about fuel. I've been running with Rich on every straight and sort of trying to use lean through the middle sector just to make up for that, and it seems to be hurting my lap time a little bit. But I'm just trying to hang on to the track position at the moment as we absolutely scrap with Lewis. And I believe the car behind me is Sebastian? Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Sebastian. But either way, getting a nice exit off the final corner, put it up into fast. The engineer is warning me about DRS zones. This isn't my first rodeo, son. We'll go around the outside here. We just squeeze in before we made contact with the wall there. As you see, we go to the left-hand side. Lewis only just gives me enough space, and I tuck in just in time to avoid that barrier there on the left-hand side, and we continue on. Okay, so we've got Hamilton now. Things might calm down a little bit. Let's have a look at the start here. Just analyse what happened with that first corner. As you can see off the start, we always get off to crap starts. The AI will always beat you 9 times out of 10. That's just what happens if you don't run traction control. Either way, coming into turn 1, you can see it's very opportunistic. Let's slow it down. A Ferrari, I think it is Vettel, cuts the corner, tangles with a Mercedes, and then they sort of turn back to the left very sharply, blocking off the other Ferrari and the Williams. And I just avoid Vettel there, go around the outside to the right there. Hamilton's got a shit exit too, so we move around the outside of him. But it's not quite done yet though, as he'll have the inside through this left-hander. But then for the right-hander, I have the inside, and I just make it through here. Lock up the inside front. I went off way too wide there, more than what I would have hoped. But we moved into P2 there. That was the start of the Russian Grand Prix. Very lucky to escape and get into P2, if I'm brutally honest. Normally, probably if I would have been doing a live com, I might not have had the reaction time to avoid the Ferrari there, and we might have lost a bit of our front wing. But either way, I think it's lap 16 now. We're coming in for our first stop, going on to a set of option tyres once again. I believe Hamilton has followed me behind. Yes, he has. And he rejoins in front of me. We got held for the Williams. Now, just bear in mind, we were further along down the pit lane than what the Mercedes were. But Hamilton was fine to leave, but I wasn't. So annoying. So goddamn annoying that we've lost the position to Hamilton, and it may well decide the championship. You never know, because we don't have the pace to catch him at this stage, it looks like. And now a few laps later, Hamilton is getting tangled up with someone else. That's Rosberg! Rosberg was leading the race, and now he's going slowly all of a sudden. I don't know if he's got some kind of problem, if he's lost his front wing, got a tyre puncture, but it looks like he's maintaining a decent amount of speed there, so maybe he's about 3 or 4 seconds slower than the rest of us, but he's just given up a position to Hamilton, and he's given up the position to me, and he's held up Hamilton in the process as well. This has absolutely saved our bacon here, because Hamilton escaped the DRS, and he had fresher tyres. He was probably going to pull away and win the race, and now we have taken the effective lead of the Russian Grand Prix, thanks to Rosberg's mistake. Mercedes, self-imploding once again. Here's the mistake that Rosberg made. It wasn't even a mistake. It looks like it's some kind of car issue. Locks up the inside front. He's still got his front wing there, so we can rule out the front wing. He's got a bit of smoke coming out of his car. Maybe he's running on 7 cylinders or something, but that doesn't explain the understeer. Not too sure there. Rosberg got a failure of some kind, and now it's a three-way battle for the lead of the Russian Grand Prix with Sebastian Vettel on my left-hand side as well. So this race has gone from 0 to 10, 0 to 100, 0 to a million in the blink of an eye. So here we go, once again on the attack with Hamilton now, and now getting in front of Hamilton means so much more now because we gained 7 points as opposed to maybe 3 points fighting over second place. So we need to win this race. We absolutely need to win this race and make sure that Hamilton finishes behind us, and if we can, maybe even get him to finish third behind Vettel. That would be an absolute bonus there. But once again, the straight line speed is letting us down. Completely letting us down there. Vettel tried to have a go up the inside there. We swooped around him and got back into P2. We can see some lap cars now getting involved. This is around lap 20 or so. And hopefully we can use that manner to get past Hamilton. It is a straight though, so it should be fairly easy for us to negotiate him. Hamilton stays to the left and Manor is on the inside and lets us both through. So I'll take that. Normally the AI will probably block you 9 times out of 10 in the middle of a corner, but this time the Manor has done the right thing. It's let the leaders through, and in the process we actually passed Hamilton through all of that, and he probably held up the Manor and the Ferrari in the process. But didn't seem to matter though. Didn't seem to matter because for whatever reason we are a little bit slower in this middle stint compared to the rest of the guys here, and it's a little bit disappointing. Now these two are battling side by side. They tangle up with each other, and we've got both of them. We move into the lead of the Grand Prix once again. That was very fortunate for us there, as we see on the replay. Vettel going for a diving move, and then Hamilton has the left-hander, the inside for the left-hander. And then he squeezes out the Ferrari too much. They glue to each other's cars. They run off the track. I get the better exit, and I grab both of them. And I'll see you two lads later. I'll see you on the next DRS straight when you pass me again. Here we go. Vettel around the outside on the left-hand side, and we make contact there. Didn't leave him enough space there. I'm sorry, Vettel. Please don't kill me in the post-race conference. English, Ben. Get a dictionary or something. We rejoin now on lap 28, as we can see Vettel trying to hunt down the other Manor, dives to the inside, and then, would you know, that 9 time out of 10 chance, he kind of blocks us there on the exit, but he even blocked Hamilton even worse than that, so I can't really fault the Manor there too much. So, as you can see on the replay, we squeeze through, fair enough, but then Hamilton gets the absolute worst treatment you could receive from a back marker there. And we continue on. Hamilton has already closed the gap within 2 laps, and he has passed us once again. Unfortunately, like I said, the middle stint here, we just don't seem to have the pace, and Hamilton does have the pace over us, but so does Vettel, and he's already broken the gap to about 2 to 3 seconds already. Very frustrating. He's gone. There's no way I'm going to catch him on this current set. So we're going to come in, put on a set of prime tyres, and this will be the set that we run to the end of the race here. I think this is like lap 33, so we'll be on this set of tyres for about 20 laps, and hopefully the tyre wear won't be too bad, because it seems like for this one at least, tyre wear was starting to fall away quite a bit in those last 10 laps, I'd say. The retraction for me wasn't that great, and I couldn't make up the advantage that I'd lose on the straights, so it wasn't a productive stint for me. As we rejoin on the track, the Williams rejoins behind us. We've gone for the undercut by about a lap or 2, and hopefully that can get us in front of Hamilton and possibly Raikkonen again, as we see on the next lap. This is Hamilton, who rejoins about a second in front of us. He's going to have cold tyres though, so we're going to try and use the advantage of a warmer set of tyres to get in front of him. And the gap is literally nothing, so we'll try and pass him in the next corner or 2. We'll need to, because otherwise his tyres will heat up. He's got fresher tyres and he'll probably pull away for the rest of the race. Go up the inside, very similar move to what we did on lap 1. We squeeze him out and we've got back into effective P2. But it's not quite over yet though, because Raikkonen has come into the pits on this lap, and it looks like it's a lot closer. We may jump him as well. So we move into P2 now. I think Raikkonen may jump Hamilton there. Yes, he does, but only just. So now we've got the track position. There's only 20 odd laps to go. We've got to make sure we don't make any more mistakes from here on in. There's Rosberg. He's going slowly again. He's getting lapped. So that's a very unfortunate scenario there for Rosberg. Doesn't hold up his teammate too much. I wouldn't imagine. So now we've just got to focus entirely on track position. Try and stay in front of these Mercedes as much as we can. We've got to alter the way we drive this car. Try and get the best exits we can onto these long DRS straights. Run fast every single time. You know, save a bit of fuel in the third sector here as we head into this section. This will be where we'll be saving fuel, and so too with the middle sector as well. We are running quite low on fuel. I've just been trying to maintain this track position, and it's really been hurting the fuel quite a bit. So once again, catching up to another lap car. This looks like a Toro Rosso, not too sure which one it is. He blocks on the apex there, cuts the corner, holds me up, an absolute treat there, and that was quite annoying now. So for this next lap, I really had to push. I had to run with Rich all throughout the track, and now we're on the attack with Hamilton again, and we finally got around him there. So we got the track position back, but unfortunately we lost a lot of fuel in that scenario then. And then, what, 3 or 4 laps later, we've caught Rosberg once again. So for whatever reason, his problem is getting worse. He's now 2 laps down, and he's blown up someone there. Not too sure if he blew up a lap car or blew up someone else in the train. We'll see on this replay here. He goes around the outside. He's really struggling for grip, this Rosberg is, and he blows up a Williams. I think that was Felipe Massa. Poor lad there, Massa. He had nowhere to go except into the back of Rosberg, and he's probably out of the running of finishing the points now. Very unfortunate for him. Raikkonen flies up my inside there, and Hamilton gives me a touch-up in the braking zone. It's 3 wide into this corner. Who's going to prevail? It looks like it's us. And Raikkonen gets blown up in the process thanks to Hamilton. We need to see a replay of this because so much happened in the space of 5 seconds here. We made contact with Hamilton, and then Hamilton made contact with Raikkonen. Oh, it looks like they've sort of turned into each other. We'll need to see it for another angle here as we see on the third-person view of Hamilton. He dives to the inside. We make wheel-to-wheel contact. And now with Raikkonen, he turns way off to the left. Raikkonen turning in way too early. If he would have kept going, he would have hit the barrier. And then Hamilton sort of had to edge his way to the right as well in order to make the next left-hander sort of viable. But you've got to say, that was Raikkonen's fault, surely, for turning in so much. So, okay, anyway, we carry on. I'm getting an update from the engineer to see where Vettel is, and apparently he's in another postcode. He's 30 seconds up the road. We've been trying to defend quite a bit. That's to the point where first place is just simply unattainable at this stage. And it's also a combination of when the AI gets so far in front that their lap times increase by 2 seconds, 3 seconds somehow. It's still a bit of a glitch that's been happening the last few years on Cody's games. And now we're coming to the end of the race now. This is the last lap, so we're trying to maximize our position here, try and get the best exit we can off of this long DRS straight. This will probably be Hamilton's last chance to grab our position, so we'll try and make the most of it. Here comes Hamilton up the inside into this next right-hander. We need to get around the outside of him here. It'll turn to the inside for the next left-hander, and we've just managed to secure second place for now. We just need to make sure that we don't get blown up by a lap car, we don't blow ourselves up, and we'll finish in second place. Gain 18 points in the championship standings. That'll be a 3-point gain over Hamilton. Sebastian Vettel won the race about 10 minutes ago, and we're finally going to cross the line here as we... Oh wow, we've run out of fuel on the final corner, but it doesn't matter though. We're going to come across the line, finish P2. It is almost like a race win. We've gained points over Hamilton, and we may well possibly grab the championship lead. So there we go, guys. We finished second place in the Russian Grand Prix for Pro Season Mode, round number 15 here. Make sure you smash that like button if you enjoyed this episode. Pretty entertaining race, I must say. We battled with Hamilton right throughout that race. We got off to that really good start, avoiding almost the drama at turn 1, and then the drama of Nico Rosberg having some kind of reliability issue, and then it was a 3-way battle between us and Hamilton and Vettel, and then Vettel pulled away. And towards the end of the race, we didn't have the pace to keep up. So that's how it turned out. We've now moved to the lead of the drivers' standings, just 1 point clear of Lewis Hamilton with 4 races to go. Or 3 races to go, including the next one in this drivers' championship. Raikkonen is still well and truly in the battle as well. There's, 2 points separating 3 drivers at the top of the drivers' standings. guys, you have no idea. I'm so motivated to win this Pro Season Mode Championship. It's such a challenge, this championship. Probably the toughest challenge I've had to face on an F1 game. But so, I really do want to win this championship, especially since I haven't won a championship on this game. Look at me preaching. I sound like TRL Limitless. I think it's time to end there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.